Okay, here's the full routine recorded in order. First up, side bend mixed with a squat. Now I'm going to show this from all sides. You basically do a side bend on either side and then a shallow squat. Things to note here: when side bending, you're slouched forward slightly and the dumbbells are basically rubbing down the sides of your legs. So the dumbbells are ever so slightly canted towards the front of your leg, and you do not squat deep. One side, then the other, with that forward slouch, and then a nice squat. Watch from the side here. What you'll see is first a slouch in my posture, and then as I squat, I pull my chest up and my shoulders back to maintain that nice lower back curve. Knees are about shoulder width apart. Take your time, don't rush it. This is followed by the one-arm dumbbell row. So you're braced with the lower leg on the bench and one hand as you row with the other. Chest stays up, shoulders stay back so that you maintain that nice curve in the lower back you can see there. Take your time switching sides and make sure you take time getting into position. You don't want to swing the dumbbell because you don't want to lose that nice curve in your lower back. My posture is the same as if I was standing up at attention. Here we have a bit of a hybrid move. Instead of using heavier dumbbells to do a regular dumbbell fly, we're lying on the bench and holding slightly light dumbbells and doing one side at a time with the fly. This will work the chest, but it'll also force you to counter-rotate with your core. So make sure your feet are flat on the floor and well braced. You don't want to be on too high a bench. You want your feet to be able to reach the floor. As you tire, you're going to turn this into a press, but still alternating sides from the top and still counter-steering with your midsection. So as you come down on one side, your whole body's going to want to twist to that side, so you have to use your core to maintain position. And some hip and glute as well. Go slow with this, especially at first, until you get a feel for it. It's like a combination of our rotary torso machine and our pressing machine. Here we're going to do a basic lunge. Things to note are we're stepping backwards into the lunge. So your leg goes back, then you find your position, drop down and up. Go slow with this at first, of course, really making sure that your upper body is completely upright before you descend. So you see me step, then I'm upright, then I go down and up. Again, it's all about posture. We're alternating sides here, stepping backward each time. So chest high, shoulders back, step back with one leg, squat down, and switch. It's basically a one-legged squat. Take your time with it. Now we're going to work the shoulders, and I want you to use a bench with a back. You can see my back is leaning on an upright bench. I have two very light dumbbells held out in front, raised at the elbows, then rotated back and overhead. So you hold them in front, raise at the elbows, rotate back to the ears, straight up overhead. My hands don't really come together overhead. Take your time and maintain a 90-degree angle at the elbow until you push up overhead. Basically pushing up straight overhead. Raising up, rotating back, pressing straight up overhead. Even with light weights, you're going to feel this burn, and this is going to warm up the shoulders quickly, as well as the neck. Immediately then we'll switch from the light dumbbells to heavier dumbbells, and we're going to mix a curling move with an overhead press. So palms forward, curl up to the shoulders, and press up overhead as you twist the hands to palms forward, bringing the dumbbells together overhead. So watch again. Palms are forward, curling up to the shoulders. Then as you press up overhead and bring the dumbbells together, your palms rotate forward and then backward as they come down. If the dumbbells feel a little light for the curl, you can do this. Bottom half curl, then a full curl, then the overhead press. This will put a little bit of more work into the biceps because they'll probably feel a little bit fresher than the shoulders at this point. So bottom half curl, up to the shoulders, and overhead. Keep it slow. Take your time. Finally, we have what is actually a stretch more than a weightlifting exercise, but an important stretch for you. Knees on the floor, elbows on a bench, holding a bar of some type. I've got the little easy curl bar here with no weights on the end of it. You're stretching down, pushing the hips towards the heels and bringing the bar overhead. Then as you come up to release, you bring your hips all the way forward and then again descend backwards and down. Now the key here is to not let the elbows pull towards you, sliding on the bench, or letting the elbows widen at all. They stay about shoulder width apart, maybe slightly wider than shoulder width, same as your hand width on the bar. You squeeze down and back and hold. This should stretch out your mid, upper back, and lower back. You'll feel it work after about the third or fourth repetition. Release, then stretch down and back as you bring the bar over your head and drop your chin down towards the bench. Take your time with it, holding the stretch, never moving quickly in any of these moves.